Hey there, fellow culture enthusiast. Ready for another deep dive?
Always. What are we exploring today?
Today, we're diving into the heart of Garifuna culture in Hopkins Village, Belize. Listeners are looking for an authentic experience, and from what I've seen, we've got some incredible insights to share.
Absolutely. Hopkins is amazing. It's about truly stepping into a living, breathing culture, a culture with a rich history, a deep connection to the land. You can feel it everywhere you go.
You've got my attention. I've always been fascinated by cultures that have held on to their traditions through so much. So, paint me a
Mm.
picture. What's so special about this village?
Okay, so picture this. A small village, we're talking maybe 1,000 people, nestled right between these lush Maya mountains on one side and the turquoise waters of the Caribbean Sea on the other. That's Hopkins. A place where you'll hear the rhythm of the drums blend with the sound of the waves crashing on the shore.
Wow, that's quite the image.
Yeah.
It's incredible how this one village has become such a central point for Garifuna culture.
And it's no coincidence. This history is in everything, their music, their dance, their food. Hopkins was founded in 1942 as a refuge, you see, for the Garifuna people.
A refuge.
A testament to their resilience in the face of displacement.
So for those of us who might need a little history refresher, who are the Garifuna people?
Their story is incredible. They're descended from shipwrecked African slaves, and they intermarried with the indigenous Arawak and Carib people. Eventually, they found their way to Belize over 200 years ago, and they've been enriching the cultural tapestry ever since.
Talk about a unique blend of influences. It makes you wonder how their history shaped their traditions and what we can experience today in Hopkins. What's in the top of your must-do list?
Well, if you're lucky enough to be in Hopkins on November 19th, you absolutely cannot miss Garifuna Settlement Day. It's a day of vibrant celebration, drumming, dancing, reenactments of their arrival in Belize.
I bet the energy is electric. Speaking of which, the drumming traditions of the Garifuna people are legendary. I'd love to know more about that.
It's more than just music, it's the heartbeat of their culture. You see, there are two drums that are central to their music, the segunda and the primero.
Okay.
The segunda drummers, they're like storytellers, improvising rhythms and responding to the lead drummer, the primero, who kind of sets the tempo and drives the music forward.
So it's a conversation between the drums, each one playing a unique role. I imagine witnessing that firsthand would be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. And you know what's amazing? The drumming traditions are not just for show. They're actively passed down through generations. You can even take lessons at the Lebeha Drumming Center right there in Hopkins.
Now, that's what I call an immersive experience. It's not just about listening to the music, but actually feeling the rhythm, understanding the history woven into every beat. And speaking of experiences that engage all the senses, let's talk about Garifuna cuisine.
Oh, yeah. Get ready for a culinary adventure. Garifuna cuisine is all about fresh seafood, vibrant spices, this incredible blend of African and Caribbean influences.
Okay, you've got my taste buds tingling. What are some dishes I absolutely have to try?
Well, you can't talk about Garifuna food without mentioning huduk.
Hoodoo, what is that?
So hudut, it's this traditional dish made with fresh fish, coconut milk, and plantains. Seasoned to perfection with herbs and spices. It's creamy, it's flavorful, it's like a taste of Garifuna history on a plate.
That sounds absolutely divine.
Hmm.
I'm also curious about the cassava bread you mentioned earlier. Is that a common staple in their cuisine?
Absolutely. Cassava is a root vegetable that's like central to their diet. They make these large, thin cakes out of it called ariba, which is, like their version of bread. It's fascinating to see how they take this simple ingredient and turn it into something so essential to their culture.
Right, right. It's a reminder that food is more than just sustenance. It's a powerful expression of a people's history and ingenuity. And it seems like Hopkins offers the perfect blend of cultural immersion and opportunities to explore Belize's natural wonders, too.
Precisely. From that vibrant energy of the village, you can easily venture out to the Coxcomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary. Imagine trekking through lush rainforests, encountering exotic birds, cascading waterfalls, and maybe even spotting a jaguar in its natural habitat.
Wait, jaguars? You're telling me I could potentially see a jaguar in the wild?
Yes, indeed. The Coxcomb Basin is actually a jaguar sanctuary, home to the world's densest population of these magnificent creatures.
That just adds a whole other level of excitement to the trip. But let's not forget about Belize's most famous natural wonder, the Belize Barrier Reef.
Ah, the crown jewel of Belize. It's the second largest barrier reef system in the world, a UNESCO World Heritage Site teeming with marine life. Picture yourself snorkeling or diving among these colorful coral reefs, swimming alongside stingrays and sea turtles.
Okay, stop. You're making me want to book my flight right now. It's incredible how Hopkins acts as a gateway to both cultural and natural wonders. But it's not all about the big attractions, is it? What about the vibe of the village itself?
Hopkins is known for its laid-back charm. It's the kind of place where you can stroll along the beach, pop into local shops and restaurants, experience that warmth of Garifuna hospitality firsthand.
I love that. And speaking of the local scene, you mentioned that Hopkins is divided into two sections, Bela and Falls City.
Right. Bela, also known as the North Side, is where most of the hotels and tourist amenities are located. It's a great place to soak in that lively atmosphere. Try some delicious Garifuna cuisine. Then you have Falls City, or the South Side, which is a bit more residential, offers a quieter escape.
So you have the best of both worlds, vibrant energy and tranquil escapes, all within this one charming village.
Exactly. And don't forget those seasonal events we touched on earlier. If you're a foodie, you'll want to plan your trip around lobster season, conch season, or even Mango Fest, a celebration of all things mango.
You had me at lobster, but a whole festival dedicated to mangoes. Now that's something I've never experienced before.
It's a testament to the simple joys of life in Hopkins, celebrating the bounty of the land and the sea.
It's amazing, isn't it, how food brings people together for these celebrations. It's more than just what's on your plate. It's about tradition and community.
Absolutely. Savoring those simple pleasures, appreciating those connections.
You know, talking about all this, it really hits me that Hopkins is more than just a place you go to. It's like an invitation to immerse yourself in this culture. It's so vibrant, so alive. You can feel the history, the traditions.
Couldn't agree more. And the best part is, you can kind of tailor the experience to whatever calls to you. Want to dive deep into the drumming? Head to La Beja Drumming Center, feeling adventurous. Explore those rainforest trails in Coxcomb Basin. Craving a culinary adventure like we were saying, pull up a chair, get ready for some hoot up.
And you can't forget those simple joys. Just strolling through the village, taking in the atmosphere, maybe even picking up a few phrases in Garifuna.
That's the best part of travel, isn't it? Those little interactions, the unexpected conversations, those are the things that stick with you.
Absolutely. It's about going beyond being just a tourist, connecting with the heart of a place.
Exactly. Embracing those aha moments, the ones where you come away with a deeper understanding of another culture and even yourself.
So as we wrap up our Hopkins deep dive here, I gotta say, I'm feeling that sense of wonder. This little village really does have it all, doesn't it? The culture, the nature, something for every traveler looking for that genuine experience.
It does, and who knows what you'll discover while you're there. Maybe you'll be captivated by the rhythm of the drums, or find a new appreciation for making cassava bread. There are so many possibilities.
That's the beauty of it all, isn't it? Stepping outside our comfort zones, embracing the unknown, allowing ourselves to be surprised. And for any listener out there, if you're looking for a destination that will ignite your senses, stay with you long after you've left, Hopkins might just be that hidden gem you've been searching for.